Hey guys, it's Scott from Forgot to Grow Podcast. Welcome to week 13 of our countdown to Avengers Infinity War, a weekly video series where I break down a different MCU movie each week, leading up to that big event at the end of April, the Avengers Infinity War movie. So this week I'm talking about the 13th installment in the MCU, Captain America Civil War from 2016, the third Captain America film, and kind of secretly known as the Avengers 2.5. But not really, I just made that up. I need something to say after the third Captain America film. But as you guys know, if you watch this each week, I'm just going to break down the plot of the film, and then I'm just going to give you quick 3 trivia facts at the end that I've just randomly found on IMDb. So I'm just going to dive right in and break this really complicated-ish, kind of convoluted movie down. It's a good movie, but it's a little all over the place. It's got a lot of exposition that you gotta get out of the place, and it's screwed this video up so many times before, but I'm gonna make it through it this time. Maybe. Anyways, the movie starts off with Cap and the team in Africa on mission, and something goes wrong. It doesn't quite go as planned, and there's civilian casualties. God, I've not said that once in the 47 times it's taken me to make this video. I've not said that word once right, so I'm not gonna try again. So there's some casualties because of this mission, and this causes the countries of the world to kind of rethink about the Avengers, and it causes the UN to create the Sokovia Accords, which is an agreement that the Avengers would have to register themselves, and they'd be kind of like agents of the UN, and they would only act when given permission. And so this kind of divides the team a little bit because Iron Man agrees with the Sokovia Accords, thinking, yes, the Avengers need oversight and they should sign the Accords, otherwise they're no better than the bad guys they fight. Whereas Cap sees it as shifting the blame of what happens during these situations, and he also doesn't trust. He trusts himself more than he trusts the policies of governments, which changes a lot and can be easily corrupted, aka Hydra taking over S.H.I.E.L.D. But so that divides the team a little bit, but what really rips them apart is that during the UN signing of this Accords, or the officiating of it, I don't know what exactly it's called, they're at the UN because of the Accords, and there's an explosion, which was apparently caused by Bucky Barnes, but this explosion also kills the King of Wakanda, which is where the Black Panther comes into this film. I was going to say his name, but I've also screwed that up a bunch of times, so I'm not going to screw it up. That's how the Black Panther's tied into it. His dad died at the UN explosion. But this is what divides and completely rips apart the team, because Cap doesn't think that Bucky is responsible for it, even though it seems like he was. Cap believes that he's innocent, has been set up for this, whereas Iron Man's just following the Accords and is told he's pretty much just a cop and he's sent after these guys. Alright, so we got the two teams, and Civil War is breaking out between them. So we got Team Cap, which consists of Captain America, Falcon, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, also Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Ant-Man. That's right, Ant-Man comes and joins Team Cap. And then we have Team Iron Man, which consists of Iron Man, obviously, War Machine, because, well, he got the armor from him, he's part of the government, and Black Panther, Vision, and Black Widow, as well as a special Avenger who we get introduced into a moment. But Team Cap is escaping, trying to capture Zemo. Zemo is the guy who set up Bucky Barnes for the explosion. Who's also trying to release. Zemo's also trying to release some kind of crazy ass Winter Soldier dudes who are kind of like Bucky but crazier, which is a little hard to believe. But if you see the scene in the movie, which I'll try to clip there, they're kind of crazy. But anyways, so they're trying to track down Zemo, stop him before he gets to these things, but Team Iron Man's just doing what they're told because of the Accords and trying to stop Team Captain America. And so there's a big showdown at an airport, which was really awesome. Again, I'm going to try and clip that there for you guys. But it's a big, cool fight. We get introduced to the Secret Avenger, which is actually Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's introduced into this film, as well as we see Black Panther do a little showdown, and we also get to see Giant Man, which is Ant-Man blown up again, trying to connect it there. But Cap and Bucky end up escaping the airport, but the rest of the team had to sacrifice themselves. But Cap and Bucky are able to escape to Russia to try and stop Zemo. But it turns out Zemo wasn't going to release the Winter Soldiers. He just killed them all, and he's actually set up waiting for Bucky and Captain America, as well as Iron Man, who turns up to, I guess, he was originally going to help, because there's a little scene where he's like rethinking about the Accords when he sees all the Avengers locked up in prison. He's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go help Cap. I guess maybe he's right. We'll see if he's right. So he goes to try and help, but Zemo's actually set up a little thing, which is a recording, a Hydra video recording that he had found, which is showing the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky Barnes, who's standing in the room with the guys, killing Tony's parents. That's right. He's the Winter Soldier is the cause of Tony's parents' death. He's the one that forced their car off the road and then made sure that they were dead. It was pretty brutal. But this obviously pisses Iron Man off, and he tries to take some revenge out and attacks Bucky, but Cap stops him, and just Cap's like, no, Bucky's my best friend. He wasn't in his right mind, and Iron Man's all like, he killed my mom, and Cap's like, he's my friend, and Iron Man's like, I was too, and it's all dramatic. They fight. Showdown. It's pretty awesome. Pretty big highlight of this film after the airport scene. But what ends up happening is Bucky's arm gets blasted off by Iron Man. Iron Man's repulsor thing blows off Bucky Barnes' robotic arm, and then Captain America takes his shield and puts the beat down on Iron Man, ends up winning. But as he's leaving, Iron Man's like, leave the shield, my dad made that, and Cap's like, you're right, and leaves it, and him and Bucky go off, and we don't exactly see at first where, but we find out in a moment. But then that's almost the end of the film. But yes, Iron Man, I guess, can't beat Cap, but in his defense, it was 2-on-1 up to a point. But yeah, so Cap and Iron Man go their separate ways. We then see Iron Man, he's at the Avengers facility, and he gets a letter from Captain America saying how he's kind of sorry that this all went down, and that if Tony ever needs him, all he has to do is call. And there's a little cell phone with the letter, and then we see a little clip of Captain America breaking out all the Avengers that were locked up. And that's the end of the film, except for the post-credit scenes. We got the 2 post-credit scenes where we see Cap and Bucky with the Black Panther in Wakanda. So that's the first little scene. We see that Bucky Barnes is getting healed up. He's getting he's getting frozen again until they can figure out how to get all the Hydra programming out of his mind and fix him up a new arm. And then the second post-credit scene we see in the movie is just a little clip of Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, just playing around with some of the gadgets, the Spidey gadgets he was given by Iron Man. And that's the second post-credit scenes, and that's the movie. Captain, I finally got through the whole plot in a video. It's a little convoluted. I gotta clip some spots, but I got through it. But now I just got 3 trivia facts for you guys before I let you go, if you stuck around this long. But the 3 trivia facts I have for you about Captain America Civil War are, the first one is that this movie came out in 2016, which also marked the 75th anniversary of Captain America, the 10th anniversary of the Civil War comic books, and the 50th anniversary of Black Panther. So this was a huge milestone anniversary year. And that explains why there's so many of these elements featured in this film, and why this was obviously planned out ahead of time. Obviously, Kevin Feige probably had this planned out 8 years ago, or 8 years before that, when he started the MCU's planning, or pretty close to it. But that's a pretty cool fact that there were so many anniversaries associated with the release of this film. The next trivia fact I have for you guys for this film is that this is the only Iron Man appearance in the film where he only uses one Iron Man suit. Usually he goes through like 2, 3, 46, but this movie he only uses one, the Mark 46, in fact. So just one armor, which I thought was kind of just an interesting fact. It makes sense considering this is a Captain America film, technically. But the last trivia fact I have for you guys this week about Captain America Civil War is this is the first time Spider-Man has teamed up with other superheroes on the big screen. So he's had 5 movies before his appearances in the MCU, and none of those times did he ever fight with any other superheroes. He teamed up with a couple supervillains once, I think, if I remember correctly, or twice, if I remember correctly. But this is the first time he's fought with other superheroes on his side on the big screen, which is just a random cool fact, which I thought was cool. But that's it for week 13, guys. Thanks for trying to stick with me through this very long, convoluted, kind of mixed up episode. Let me know what you guys think of the Captain America Civil War movie down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this week, guys, and have a good one.